Hi, everyone. My name is Gene Park. I am one of the elders at Liberti Collingswood. And as you've heard from other people, we've been asked to just share our thoughts and our reflections during this time of quarantine, this unique and strange time in history. And so I have done a lot of reflecting. When I sit and think in my mind, I've also utilized just being able to settle and write about my time and my experiences. And I would encourage you to do the same. These are somewhat unprecedented times. And it's interesting to be able to record history through your eyes and to someday even be able to share this experience and how God um, has provided even during times like this, and to be able to share that with your grandchildren or your children when they get older through your lens. And again, to focus on just God's goodness, even in the midst of a pandemic. And so, one of the things that I've really reflected on is the fact that, it's a time of uncertainty and trial for sure. But first, it shouldn't be a surprise for us because God writes about it a lot in the Bible, and He talks to us often about trials and the fact that life is going to be hard, and those circumstances that we don't always like being in will come. And the fact that if trials were just trials, that's discouraging, but God tells us differently. God is very clear about the fact that He uses trials to refine us, to shape us, and to bring out sin in our hearts so that He can change those things in us. And also, I often feel like through trials, he also brings out the good in us, which He has provided for us, where people can come together and people can look for ways to overcome these things through His grace and be able to serve others. Um, Trials are a tool that God uses, and He uses it for His glory. And so that always gives me hope, no matter how hard things are. I'm well aware of the truth, and it is truth because God says it, that He uses times like this um, to show His glory and to show His strength. And I often think about in these moments of trial when things are uncertain and things are unclear, and we can lean towards anxiety. What gives me great solace and comfort is the fact that who God is. Like when you think about who God is, and He's never different, even though circumstances change. God is just. God is kind. He is loving. He is merciful. He is gracious. And how do we know that? Because of so many things that Jesus did, but most of all, we know this because God sacrificed His Son for us. And when we consider that, like when we worry about our finances, when we worry about our health, when we worry about our families and friends, um, one thing we don't have to worry about is our salvation. And that is of utmost importance. We never have to worry about the biggest thing that we should be worried about. We'll never be separated from God, no matter what. Whether I get corona, whether I lose my job, whether people around me get sick, what I know for sure is that God is good and that God is for me. And remember that. May that give you encouragement. May that help you fight against anxieties. And I leave you with this verse, which is just a go-to for me: to trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. Especially during these times, it's hard to understand what's going on, but we can trust in God. So thanks for taking the time to listen to me, and I hope it gives you some encouragement. Um, Looking forward to being together again and seeing all of you. Have a great night.